Hello, Carinites. Look who is back. I'm back with another banger. Look how we'll be making today. We'll be making this beautiful double-breasted jacket, like something premium, something out of regular. So we'll be making this beauty. Look at that. I'll be showing you how to make this, how to customize this. You can also make this for baby boys. You are not just going to add this, but if you wish to add it, you can. But this is the same design, the same style, the same step if you are making for baby boys. So yeah, it's unisex. So I'll be showing you how to go about this beauty. Very easy to make, though it can be time taking and yarn consuming. We'll be using this Suzette stitch. Yeah, that's the pattern we'll be using to make this. It's quite thick because I worked with double strand. And also, if you are not yet a subscriber, you better click on that subscribe button because you don't want to miss what I'll be dropping next. We'll be dropping a matching pants for the jacket. So look at that, something fitted and stretchy. You don't want to miss it. So I'll be dropping this next week, so yeah, so stay tuned. Look at the full, it's a full length pants. Look at the end of the pants. We have a matching four yarn at the end. It is luxurious. You saw the video now. I don't give you the regular here. You know that already. You know the drill. So click the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. And if you wish to support, please kindly subscribe to any of my membership plan. And also, if you find the video useful, please give it a thumbs up, drop a comment. And yeah, let me take you through the materials we'll be using before we get started. So these are the few materials we'll be needing. To start off, we'll be needing ball of yarn. Practically, you can use any yarn of your choice. You can use any size, but I would suggest a medium width yarn because this, what's it called now? The pattern is quite thick. Like we had, it gave us this thick tension, so it gave us that very thick effect. So if you use a very thick yarn, it might be, unless you want something very thick, then please go ahead with it. So I'll be using this. It's a fingerling yarn. As you can see, it's quite thin, so I'll be working with 2 strands. And the hook size I'll be using is size 4.0 hook right there. This size is for size 12 to 18 months, and I'll be showing you how to adjust this to any sizes. I'll be showing you that in the course of the tutorial. You'll be needing a 4 yarn. This is 100 grams I used for both the jacket and the pant, and this is what I have left. This should be around 50 grams left. So if you have a 50-gram yarn and 4 yarn, that should do. But note, it depends on the size you are making. If you're making a bigger size, it might not be enough. So, and also be needing stitch markers, very important. Be needing measuring tape, very important as well. Be needing a pair of scissors. You'll be needing tapestry needle to weave in our hands and also to sew our button. You'll be needing 3 pairs of buttons, or 6 pieces of button. And the size of the button I used, you can use any button of your choice, but for the one I used, I think this is around, this 2 centimeters. Let me see, it's less than an inch. Yeah, this is around 1.5. It's not up to 2. This 2, not up to 2 centimeters. It's totally up to you. You can decide to use a bigger button or smaller button. So that being said, so let's get started with the tutorial. And I used around 6 balls of yarn for this jacket only, and for the pants I think I used around 4.5. So if you are going to be using this, if you are going to be making this, if you are using the yay yarn that I used, you'll be needing to get around 11 balls or 12 balls, depending on the size you are making. So to kickstart our double-breasted blazer, we are going to do some calculations. It's very simple, so don't think because I have a pen and book here that is that serious. It's not that serious. So first thing you need is the chest round measurement of the size you're making. As for me, I'm making for 12 to 18 months, and the chest round measurement I'm working with is 22 inches. So, and I want something thick and firm, so I'm working with double strand. I'm working with 2 strands and a 4.0 hook. So for the back panel, we are starting with the back panel. My writing is not that good. So for the back panel, we are going to divide it. Remember this is chest round, So for the back panel, for us to make the back panel, we are going to divide this by 2, and that gives me 11 inches. So we are going to make a chain, our foundation chain for the back panel. We are going to make a chain that is around 11 inches long. And remember, whatever our chain is going to be, it must be an even number. So even number meaning that in any number divisible by 2, that 2 can divide without any remaining. So we need an even number for our what's it called, for our back panel. So I'm going to, let's set that aside. So as we proceed, we'll keep coming back to our calculation. And yeah, like I said, this design is actually unisex. The only thing you can remove if you are making this for baby boys is you just remove the 4-yarn design, and yeah, I think that's all, the 4-yarn design. After that, you can make this in any color for any sex, male or female. So to kickstart, I'm going to be starting with a what's it called now, a slip knot. So go ahead and do yours anyhow you prefer doing yours. This is how I prefer doing mine, and I have my slip knot. So I'm going to insert my yarn, my hook, and I will go ahead and make chains. We have 1, 2. So we go ahead and make chains long enough, a chain that is 11 inches long, and that is an even number. So when I have that, I'll come back and show you what next to do. So remember, I'm working with 11 inches. So this is my chain. That's from the start, and here is what we have. As you can see, I have my 11 inches, and my chain, my foundation chain is 50. I have 50 chains here. Remember, I said we need an even number, and obviously 50 is an even number. So to proceed, we are the first row, we are going to work single crochet. So we are not adding any chain, we are just going to start our work. We are going to skip the very first stitch, this first chain, we are going to skip it. So we start working from the next one. This is not a chain, this is just a loop. So this is our first chain, we are skipping that. So we move here and work a single crochet. Then you move to the next, you work a single crochet. So do your single crochet, you go into your chain, pull out a loop. You have 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. So in case you don't know how to do a single crochet, that's how you work a single crochet. So we just go ahead and work a single crochet into each and every of our chains until we get to the end. So after working my single crochets, at the end of the first row, I'm going to have 49 single crochets in total. So this is what I have after working my single crochet row. So moving on to the next row, we are always the next row we are going to make is going to be the repetition of our pattern. So you are always going to chain 1 and turn. We are always going to turn. So into that very first stitch, we are going to make a single crochet. So I'll go right in, work a single crochet, and into that same stitch I will go ahead and add a double crochet. So to work a double crochet, you yarn over. As you can see, we have 2 loops. You go into your that same stitch, you pull out a loop. You have 3 loops, you yarn over, you pull through the first 2 loops. You have 2 loops left, you yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. We just made a double crochet. So after that, as you can see, we have 2 stitches in these are our very first stitch. So you are going to skip the next stitch. This here, you are going to skip it, and you move into the next one and repeat the same thing. You work 1 single crochet, then you will go ahead and add 1 more double crochet into that very same stitch. You skip the next and you move to the next stitch. You work a single crochet, then you add a double crochet into that same stitch. Again, you skip the next stitch, you move into the next one. You work a single crochet and a double crochet into that same stitch. You skip the next stitch, you move to the next one. You repeat the same thing, single crochet, then a double crochet. So that's going to be the repetition. You keep repeating this. You skip the next stitch, you move to the next one, single crochet, double crochet. You skip this, you move to the next, single crochet, double crochet. So you keep repeating this until we get to the very end. When we get to the end, I'll come and show you what to do. So this is what I have after working my stitches. As you can see, our pattern is coming together. So I'm right here at the end. I've worked my single crochet and double crochet. So of course we are going to skip the next stitch, and into the very last stitch we are only going to work a single crochet. You are not adding any double crochet, just a single crochet. That's all you are going to finish with. Whenever you get to the end of your row, you will always work just one single crochet. But whenever you are starting, you will always start with a single crochet and a double crochet. So I hope that makes sense. So moving on to the next row, you chain one and turn. So we are basically going to keep repeating what we just finished. So into the very first stitch, remember I said you will always start with a single crochet and a double crochet. And as usual, you're going to skip the next stitch and move on to the next one. You skip this, you will always work into this. You can see that this one is longer. This is the longer stitch, which is the double crochet, while this is the shorter one, which is the single crochet. So you will always work in your single crochet stitches. So you skip the next stitch, which is the double crochet, and work into this shorter stitch, which is the single crochet. So you just skip this, move to the next. You work a single crochet and a double crochet. You skip the next stitch, you move to the next one, which is the shorter one. You work a single crochet. Into that same stitch, you work a double crochet. You skip the next stitch, you move to the next one. You work a single crochet and a double crochet. So go ahead and repeat this. I will come and show you how to finish and how to start the next row again. So I've come to the end of row 3. Remember our first row is the single crochet row. So this is 2, this is 3. Look at that pattern. Pretty, right? What's it called now? Suzette. Yeah, Suzette pattern. So this is what we have. So moving on to the next thing. After working my single crochet and double crochet, the very last stitch you go into your first stitch here, which is the single crochet. You go right in and finish with just one single crochet. Remember, you will always start with single crochet and double crochet, but you will always finish with just one single crochet. So we finish this row. Moving on to the next, you chain one and turn as usual. Into that very first stitch, remember you are going to make a single crochet, then you go ahead and add a double crochet. So you skip the next stitch and move to the next one. You work a single crochet and a double crochet. You skip the next stitch and move to the next stitch, a single crochet and a double crochet. So you just go ahead, keep repeating this. When you get to the very end, you go ahead and work a single crochet into the very last stitch. After that, you chain one and turn and keep repeating this back and forth until you have the length of your blazer or your jacket. As for me, I need around 12 inches. That's the length I want. And we have just less than, let me say, 1 inch. We have an inch now. So I will go ahead and keep repeating this pattern until I have 12 inches. Yeah, I want 12 inches. I'll be leaving some size chart on the screen, and in case the size you are making is not included, kindly check Pinterest for crochet size charts. We have as like different sizes there, or better still, you can just take the measurement of the toddler you are making this for. So like I said, I will keep going until I have my 12 inches. I will come and show you when I'm done, and also let you know the number of rows I did. So I have my back panel done. As you can see, my work stretched to around 11.5 inches, as you can see. So my jacket is going to be around 23 inches in total, the chest round, which is not bad. So, and the length, this is the top, and this is what I have. As you can see, I have 12.2, I think. So the total number of rows I did is 40 rows in total, including the single crochet row. I will not be able to count it on cam because it's quite long. It's longer. So I did 40 rows in total. So yours might be shorter, yours might be longer, depending on the length you want. So right now we are moving to the front panel, and we are going to do something a little bit different. So remember we divided, so for the front panel now, the front panel, remember we divided our, what's it called now, we divided our chest round into 2, which gave us 11 inches. So right now I have 11.5, so I'm working with 11.5 now because my work stretched. I did not swatch. So now we are working with, so instead of 22 inches, I will adjust this to 23 inches, which is still fine. So 11.5. The front panel we want to work with is 11.5. And the front panel, we are going to be doing 2 panels for the front panel. We are going to be doing one on the right and one on the left. So we are going to divide this by 2 again for us to be able to do our panels for the front. Remember, is open and close, so we are going to divide this by 2, and this is going to give us, that's around 5.75. And remember, our jacket is a double breasted, so it's going to is overlaying on each other. So we are going to be adding 1.5 inches to each flap. So instead of having 5.75, I hope I'm not getting you confused, we are going to be adding 1.5 to each. So after adding 1.5, you are going to have around 7.25. So the length for each flap for the front, remember, it's going to be overlaying on each other. So for each flap on the front, we are going to be making, our foundation chain is going to be around 7.25. So we are going to make a foundation chain now that is this length, and remember, it must be an even number. So I'm going to grab my yarn and my hook, and I will go ahead, make a chain that is around this length. I will come and let you know the number of chains I did. So here is my foundation chain. I chained 34. So 34 is my foundation chain for the front panel, and I'm going to take the measurement, and that gives me, without being stretched, as you can see, I have around 7.5 without being stretched. So after working, it's definitely going to shrink. So whether it shrinks or not, I'm fine with this because we are going to skip the first chain. So we are going to start our work now. Remember, we are always going to skip the first chain, so we are going to always start with a single crochet row. So I will go ahead and work one single crochet into all chains, and yeah, I'm going to, at the end of this row, I'm going to have 33 single crochets. So this is what I have after working my single crochet row, and as you can see, this is what I have in measurement, almost 7.5 inches, as you can see. So after working that, we are going to start working our pattern. So remember, you always chain one, turn, and you're always going to start with one single crochet and a double crochet. After that, you skip the next stitch and you move to the next one, a single crochet and a double crochet. You skip the next stitch and you move to the next one, a single crochet and a double crochet. You skip the next and move to the next, a single crochet and a double crochet. So you go ahead and keep repeating this. You keep repeating this until you get to the end. Remember, for our last stitch, you are going to work just a single crochet. You chain one and turn, and you keep repeating the pattern until you have the same number of rows you did for your for your back panel. As for me, I did a total of 40 rows, including my single crochet row. So I will go ahead and keep repeating this until I have 40 rows in total, and I'll come and show you what my panel looks like. So this is what the first panel looks like, and I'm done with my 40 rows. As you can see, after that, I chained one. I actually left a long tail for joining, so we're joining the shoulders, and this is what I have. So after making this, we will actually go ahead and make another piece. Remember, I said we are going to be making two panels, one on the right, one on the left. So we have one done already, so we'll go ahead and make one more piece, and when I have my second piece, I'll come and show you what the two looks like. So here is what my two panels look like. Look at that beautiful pattern. Look at it, it's a textured pattern. So I have my two panels. So let me bring the back panel. So this is what it's going to look like, so that you can understand my illustration, what I was trying to explain. So this is the back panel, and this is one of the front panels. It's going to be like this, and for the second panel, it's going to be over. Okay, I think this will go under and this will come up. So it's going to be something like this. So that's why we have the extended part. That's why we have it longer. So our buttons will be here. So right now we are going to set this three aside and we start making our sleeves. So we're actually going to follow the same pattern. For my sleeve, I want the armhole. The armhole measurement I'm making for my sleeve is for the sleeves, the armhole I'm working with is 10 inches, and the total length, the length I want is also 10 inches. But remember, we are adding 4 yarn for the girls. If you are making this for the boys, then you don't need to add 4 yarn. You just go ahead and make your full length or if you want to add, you can go ahead and add it. But as for me, I'll be removing around 1 or 1.5 inches for the 4 yarn. So you are going to make a foundation chain that is 10 inches long, and we'll keep working our pattern until we have about 8.5 or 9 inches in length, so that the remaining inches that we have left, our 4 yarn is going to cover that. I hope that is clear enough. So I'm going to make chains. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to start it with you. So I'll make my slip knot, and I will make a chain that is about 10 inches long, and remember, it must be an even number. So I have my foundation chain for my sleeve, and I have 44 chains, and this is what I have. 44 chains, and you can see I have my 10 inches. So we are always going to start the same way. Remember, you always skip your first chain and you move to the next and start your single crochet. You're always going to start with a single crochet row. But in case you don't want a single crochet, you can actually skip it and just go ahead and start your pattern. But for me, I want a neat foundation for the pattern, so that's why I work single crochet first. So we are always going to follow the same pattern that I taught us earlier. We go ahead, work your single crochet row. After that, chain 1, turn and start working your pattern. 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, you skip the next stitch. 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet into the same stitch, then you skip the next. So it's just a repetition of the patterns. I will go ahead until I have 9 inches in length, and after that, I'm going to fasten off and make another piece, because obviously we are making the sleeves. We need 2 sleeves, so I will go ahead and work 2 sleeves. When I have my 2 sleeves completed, I'll come and show you what it looks like, and we are going to make our pockets before we start joining our pieces together. So these are my sleeves, and in length I have my 9 inches, a little above 9 inches, and this is 5 inches. I folded it into half, obviously. So I have my 10 inches. So I made 2 pieces, just like I said earlier. So I'm going to set them aside as well. So right now we are making the pocket. We are making 2. So the length of the pocket I want it to be around 3 inches in length, wideness, and in height I want about maybe around 2 inches. So I'm going to start with a slip knot. So I chained 14 for my pocket. As you can see, I have my 3 inches. If you want your pockets wider or shorter, then you can adjust your foundation chain. So after that, just as usual, you're going to skip the first chain and move to the next and work your single crochet row. So I will go ahead and work my single crochet. When I have that, I will come and show you what next to do. So this is what I have after working my single crochet. So we are going to start our pattern as usual, chain 1 and turn. Remember, you always start with a single crochet and you work a double crochet into the same stitch. After that, you skip the next stitch and you move to the next one. You repeat the same thing, single crochet and double crochet. So I will go ahead, complete the pattern, chain 1, turn, and repeat the pattern until I have the height I want. I'll come and show you the number of rows I did and what it looks like. So I have about 4 rows. Okay, with my single crochet row, that makes it 5 rows, and it gives me the measurement. I have about 1.5 inches. We are going to be working single crochet across the entire edge. No, this 3, I'm going to leave this. This is where I'm going to sew to the jacket. So to do that, I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. So I'll fasten off, and I'm going to join here so that I can work this way, because I want my, what's it called now, I want my single crochet to be on the right side. So I'm going to join right here where I worked my single crochet, yeah, to that foundation where I did my foundation chain. So I chained 1 and I'll start working here into the next. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously I'm going to have 5 rows in total, and my last will be at this top. And into that corner we'll go ahead and add 1 more single crochet, and after that I will go ahead and work single crochet into each and every of my stitches. When I get to the top here, I'm going to work 2 single crochets inside, and I'll work my single crochet on the edge. So after that I will chain 1 and fasten off, but I'm going to leave a long tail for sewing. And after that I will go ahead and make another piece, because we need 2 pieces. So look at my 2 pieces. Look at that, very cute pockets. So we have our pockets ready. Right now, all we need to do is fire down with our joining and adding the little touchings we need to add. So first we are going to start the joining with the front panels and the back panel. So make sure that the right sides are facing each other. This is my right side where I have my single crochet. This is my right side here. So this, the right side will face the right side. So we have the wrong side up. The right side as well will face down. So I have the wrong side facing up. So to join the what's it called now, the shoulder, what we are going to do is we are going to, first of all, we are going to remove remember we added extra 1.5 inches to the front flap, the front panels, and that 1.5 inches aside, then we are going to add 2.5 to it, so that will give us 4 inches. So we are going to take away 4 inches from our 7.5 that we have here. So I'm going to take away 4 inches. So I'm going to mark that. So for if you are making this for bigger sizes, remember your own work will be wider, so you might need to take away, after removing your 1.5, the 1.5 is general for all sizes. After removing the 1.5, you are going to add, instead of 2.5 to it, you are going to add 3 inches. That is if you are making for bigger size from around 5 years above, you are going to add 3 inches. So instead of taking away 4 inches that I did, you're going to take away around 4.5 inches. So I marked 4 inches, yeah. So I'm going to mark the same thing on this other flap, 4 inches. So I'm going to count my stitches to be very, very sure that I marked the same number of stitches on each panel. Yeah, so I marked the same number of stitches. I marked 16 from counting from the back. So I'm going to join from the back forward, from the back forward. So let me show you how to join the first side, and you go ahead and join the second side. So I have a yarn tail left here, so I'll just go into the stitch right here in the back panel and grab the last stitch here on the front panel. I'll pull that through and make a chain. Then I'll go through the same stitch to join with a single crochet. And I'll go into the next stitch. Now I'll go into the next stitch at the back right here, pull through and work a single crochet. I'll go ahead and keep repeating the same thing. So we are joining with a single crochet. So when I have this joint, I will chain one, fasten off, and join the same, and do the same thing for the second panel. So this is what I have after joining the shoulders. As you can see, we have the neckline, and the neckline is giving around 5 inches, so we are good. So right now, the next thing, still on the wrong side, the next thing we'll be joining is we'll be joining our sleeves right here. So you see where we have our single crochet, that's where we'll be joining to the body. So I'll make sure the wrong side is facing like this, and the same thing goes with the second one. I'll make sure that the wrong side is facing me because we are joining on the wrong side. So I'm going to take the measurements. Remember, our sleeve is 10 inches, so I'm going to measure 5 inches on the first side and 5 inches on the other side. So I'm in the middle, this 5 inches. So I'm going to mark here, and I'm going to join to the first stitch here, and I'll mark 5 inches here as well. I'll mark 5 inches as well. And mark, and I'll go ahead and count and make sure that it's the same number of rows I have on each panel. So I'll do the same thing for the second sleeve. So I counted the number of rows here and the number of stitches I have here. Here I have 34. I have 17 here, 17 here. That gives me 34. And for my foundation chain for the sleeve is 44. So 10 stitches different. So this is what we are going to do. Here is how we are going to join. So we are going to join 4 stitches. Then in the 5th stitch, you are going to join 2 stitches from the back to this place. Let me show you. So I'll join from this side. I'll join like this, so you can join anyway. So I'm going to put my yarn, my hook into the first stitch here, and I'll go into the row here at the back. We are working 1 single crochet into each row. So I'll join with a chain. Then we are going to start first stitch here, then first row at the back. We are going to work a single crochet. Then next stitch here, the next row at the back, that's 2. Then you go next stitch here, next row at the back, that's 3. Next stitch here, next row at the back, that's 4. Remember, we have more stitches here than the one at the back. So the next stitch here, number 5, we'll go back into the same stitch we did here at the back. So that's how we are going to join. Again, 1, you move to the next row, 1, 2, you move to the next row at the back, 2, 3, you move to the next row at the back, 3, 4, you move to the next row at the back, 4. Then the 5th in the front, 5, you go back to the last row you joined at the back, which is this 5. So you keep doing this until you notice that you have the same number of stitches in both front and back. Because if you keep joining like this, you're actually going to finish this before this. So you need to adjust this to make sure that you finish the same thing together. So you can keep joining like this until you have joined around 10. Remember, it is 10 stitches. This is 10 stitches more than this. So then after that, you just join each stitch for each row at the back. I hope that makes sense. So we go ahead and join this. After that, I'll chain 1, fasten off, and go ahead and join the second sleeve as well. So this is what we have after joining the sleeves together. So right now, I'm going to fold this still on the wrong side. Now we are going to be joining the body together. So we are going to join from here, from the sleeve here. We are going to join all the way to the body, right here to the end. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. So let me grab my yarn. So I'll grab my yarn, I'll make a knot, and I'll grab my piece. I'm joining from the sleeves, so I'll go right here, and I'll go on the other side as well. I'll join my yarn with a chain. We're going to start joining. We're going to work 1 single crochet into each row. So go into that same row, into the same space at the back, and work my first single crochet. Then I'll move to the next row, then the next row at the back, work my next single crochet. I'll move to my next row here, in the next row at the back, work my single crochet. The next row, the next row at the back, work my single crochet. So basically that's all. We just keep working single crochet all the way. When you get to the end of the sleeve, you move to the body, work your single crochet all through, and join the body as well. When you get to the end, chain 1, fasten off, and repeat the same thing for the second side. So when I have both sides joined, I will come and show you the next thing to do. So I have my this thing, I have it joined. As you can see, the body, this is what we have. So right now we are going to work on the collar. So I want to make the collar first before adding my 4 yarn to the brim of my sleeves. So to work the collar, remember that we added 1.5 inches extra. That was how we had a longer flap in the front. So we are going to remove that 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches right here, 1.5. I'm going to join my yarn here. So I am leaving 1 2 3 4 5 6. I'm leaving 6 stitches. Okay, I'll leave 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I'm joining my yarn here. So I'll grab my yarn, make a slip knot, and we are going to work single crochet across the entire neckline. So I'm going to join with a single crochet. I'm going to join with a chain, then I'll start working a single crochet into all my stitches. Okay, so instead of working single crochet, I think I will just go ahead and start working my pattern. So I'll just go in. I have, so that I will just have my complete pattern on this collar, so that I don't have the single crochet then start working the pattern. So I just want to continue with the pattern. So after working a single crochet, I'll go right in. Okay, so that I don't scatter my pattern, is either I start here or I start here. Okay, let me grab my measuring tape again and see what we can do. What can we salvage this? This is exactly 1.5 inches. So if I start here, 2 inches. Okay, I will just start here instead. So that means I'm leaving 6 stitches and not 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So remember, we always work in our single crochet stitch, and I don't want to disorganize my pattern. So I'll go in, work a single crochet, then add a double crochet. So make sure you join in a single crochet stitch. After that, remember, you skip the next stitch, you move to the next single crochet. Okay, single crochet and a double crochet. You skip the next stitch, you move to the next, work a single crochet and a double crochet. You skip the next to work into the next single crochet, a single and a double. So you skip the next, repeat the same thing for the next single crochet and a double. You skip the double crochet, you move to the next single crochet and a double. Remember, we are working in only single crochets, so we are going to skip this. So what do we have here? We need to make some adjustments. This is a single crochet, right? So I'll skip here and jump into the single crochet here. This is a single crochet, so I'll just jump right in and continue my pattern. Single crochet and a double crochet. So I'll just continue working my pattern. I'll skip the double crochet and jump into the single crochet. Single, then double. So I'll go ahead, keep repeating my pattern all the way, and I will do the same thing when I get to the other flap. Remember to leave 6 stitches at the end. The same number of stitches you leave here is the same thing you're going to leave on this other side. Remember, our last stitch will always be a single crochet. We are not adding double crochet there. So I've worked my last stitch. So we'll just go ahead and keep repeating the pattern. You chain 1 and you're going to turn. And we are going to keep repeating our pattern. We'll keep going back and forth until we have about 2 inches to 2.5 inches high. So remember how we start our pattern. This is a single crochet. We always start with a single crochet and a double crochet. Skip the next stitch into the next single crochet, a single crochet and a double crochet. So I'll go ahead all the way. When I get to the end here where I have my last single crochet, I'll just work a single crochet there. That's all. Chain 1 and turn. So I'll keep repeating this until I have about 2 inches to 2.5 inches. I'll make sure I finish on the wrong side, because we are going to work a final round, working around the entire jacket, a single crochet, and we want that to be on the right side. So make sure that your last row here is on the wrong side, and make sure that you fasten off. So when I have all this done, I'll come and show you how we are going to work around our entire piece, and also work our 4-yarn round on the, what's it called now, on the sleeves. Okay, so something quickly, let me add something quickly, sorry. It doesn't matter where you finish your collar, whether the right side or the wrong side, it does not matter. I ended up doing 7 rows in total. This is where I started my collar. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So, and I have my 2 inches that I wanted. So my 2 inches is complete. As you can see, I finished on the right side. Yeah. So after that, I will chain 1 and fasten off. So this is what the collar looks like. This is what we have right now. We are almost done with our piece. So right now we are going to be working single crochet around the entire piece before we work on our 4 yarn for the sleeves and add our pockets and buttons. So this is what our blazer or jacket looks like at the moment. So it's going to be folded up like this. Look at that neck. Look at that. You see what we did there? Can you see that? So yeah, right now we are going to work on the entire, make sure it's on the right side. So we are going to join here and work all the way like this, all the way to this place, then continue all the way. We work on the collar around until we come right here, back here. So that's what we want to do now. I'm going to join my yarn at the base here. We want to clean up this and the edges. So right here at the base here, I'm going to join my yarn with a chain. Then I'll move right here into the single crochet space. We are going to work one single crochet into each and every of our, into each row. So one single crochet, we move to the next row, one single crochet, we move to the next row, one single crochet, one single crochet. So we are just working one single crochet into each row, nothing more, nothing much, just one single crochet, no extra. I'll work my one single crochet all the way until I get right here. So when I get here, I'll come and show you what to do. So when I get to this point, this top right here, I'm going to add one more single crochet in there so that I can have that rounded shape. Then I'll move to the next stitch, work my single crochets all the way till I get to this point. So after working my single crochet to this point, you see this corner, this space where we started our collar, will go in there and make a slip stitch. Then I'll start working on this edge. So this is the first row, work a single crochet. Remember, one single crochet for each row. I did 7 rows, so I'll be doing 7 single crochets in total. I've done 3, 4, 5, 6, and right here this top, instead of doing 1, I'm going to do 2, so I'll add 1 more. Then I'll go ahead and start working one single crochet into every of my stitches. Continue working one single crochet all the way. When you get here, when you get to this top right here, you work 2 single crochets inside, then you start working all the way down. When you get to this place, you work a slip stitch. Then after that, you start working your single crochet. When you get to this point, you work 2 single crochets inside so that you can turn. Then you continue working your one single crochet until you get to the very end, chain 1 and slip stitch and fasten off. And after that, we'll come and work the brim of our sleeves. I'll come and work it with you. So this is what we have after working our single crochet around the entire edge here. Look at that clean finishing. I just love this color. Look at that. I love that shape, very defined. So right now we are going to work on our sleeves, then attach our buttons and sew our pockets. You're going to sew the pockets just like that. So yeah, so to work our remaining, this is for if you are making for the baby girls. If you are making this for girls, that's when you need this. But if you are making for boys, I don't think you do, because I think it's quite feminine. So but it's your choice. You can decide to put it or not. So to start working on it, we are going to be working in, let me show you something quickly. Whenever we are going through our stitches, actually we go through 2 loops. As you can see, we have one in front of us and we have one at the back. So the one in front of us is called the front loop, while the one at the back is called the back loop. So to work our with our 4 yarn now, we'll be working in the front loop only, the one right in front of you. That is called the front loop. That's where we'll be working our 4 yarn into. So I'll make a knot with my 4 yarn. I'm using the same color. You can decide to switch colors, totally up to you. So I'll go right in, chain 1, and I'll go back into that same stitch, that front loop, and work a single crochet. Then I'll move to the next, which is this. Remember, front loop only. I'll work a single crochet. I'll move to the next, front loop only. I'll work a single crochet. So I will go ahead and work a single crochet into every stitch. Remember, we are working in the front loop only. So after working the last stitch, I will go into my very first single crochet and make a slip stitch. So I'm going to work 2 more rounds. It depends on how long you want it to be. If you want it longer, you can add more. I'll work 2 more rounds. I want it fuller, so you just chain 1 and start working your single crochet. Right now we are working in both loops. We are not working in one loop again. We can't even see that here. So you're going to your stitch. You're just going to use your instinct here, because this yarn can be quite confusing, the 4 yarn. So 1. So you just use your instinct that okay, the next stitch should be around here, the next stitch should be around here. So I will go ahead, after completing this, I'll slip stitch and add 1 more round. Then I'll fasten off and also repeat the same thing for the second sleeve. So now what we have left, okay, this is what the sleeve looks like. This is so beautiful. The color is so calm and I love it. Look at that. So we are done with the sleeve. So right now what we have left to do is to attach our buttons, then the pocket. We need to attach the button first, because that will help us with where we are going to be attaching our pocket. So right now you can decide to make it double-breasted, or you make it with like this. So you can either have the formation of your button like this, or you have it this way. So whichever way, we are still going to be needing 6 buttons. So, or you can decide not to put this, but for me I'll be putting it. I'm quite at a crossroad right now. I don't know whether to go for this look or go for the second look, this. And one thing is this having your buttons here, we're actually going to be attaching here, then it's going to pop out on this side. This is if you are making for the baby girl, you are going to be having your flap over like this. But if you are making this pattern for the baby boys, we are going to be having the right flap over the left. But it's for the baby, if it's for the baby girls, you have the left over the right. So I hope that makes sense. This position like this is for the baby girls, like this, like so. But if you are making for the baby boys, then you need to switch it. And this coming this way is for the baby boys. So I think I'll be going for this one. I'll be going for this look. Then I'm going to have, sorry, this is for the baby boys, so I'm switching to the other flap. I'm making this for baby girls, so yeah. So I'm going to have like this, then the remaining 2 will be somewhere around here. Then I will have this here and this here. Yeah, I think this is what I'm going to do. So for the attaching, I'm going to attach these 2 outside here, while these 2 will be underneath. So it's going to pop out like this. I'm going to be using the space from my stitches as my buttonhole. I've tried it. It's passed straight, so it's going to work. So I've tried it before, went through. So I will, like I said, I will attach two outside, then two inside, so it's going to pop out like that. And we are going to attach the remaining two outside. The remaining two is more like decoration. Like I said, you can decide to do 3 3. So I'll just show you how to join the first button. Just go ahead and attach your button whichever way you want. So the first one I'll be joining here, the second one here, and the remaining two will be joining inside, and another two will be outside here. So the first one, make sure, remember, is overlapping like this. So I'm going to have it in this manner. I'll make sure it's around this. So counting from here without counting the single crochet row, counting from here, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So between row 6 and 7 right here, that's where I'm going to attach my first button. So I'll go from inside, I'll go through any of my stitches. So this is what the inside of the button looks like. So I'm trying to zoom that in, so I need to pull that through. So I'm out, so I'll go in, I'll go through any of my stitches here, then I'll keep going in and out so as to secure this more. Then when I'm okay with it, I will go ahead and make a knot, then fasten off. Just in the regular way of joining the buttons. I just wanted to show one on cam, so I'll go ahead, finish this, then join my remaining buttons. When I have everything joined, the remaining two, remember we are joining two inside. That is going to pop out like this. Then we are putting two around the collar here, under the collar, around here. We are putting two here. So when I have all this joined, I'll come and show you how we are going to sew our pockets. So here is how I attached the button. I just put one in the front and I ended up attaching three at the back, because after attaching two, it was not the flap underneath was not staying where it was coming out, so I had to switch the one I have here back to this place. So if I do my buttons, that's what I'm going to have. The last one, right there. So this is what I have. So this is what we have. So right now we are going to be attaching our pocket. So I will do one with you, then we'll go ahead and do the second one. So you see where I have my last two buttons. I will go right above like this and make sure it's not too close to the button. So somewhere around here, and this will go somewhere around here as well. So for the sewing of the button, we are only sewing the top. We are not sewing this of the pocket, rather I said button. For the pocket, we are only joining the top right here. We are leaving the remaining part. So I'm joining between the third and the fourth row after I have my last button here. So 1 2 3 4, so between 3 and 4, and I'll make sure that it's not touching the button, and I have even space between here and the button. So I'll go in and out. Now pick one of the stitches right here, the pocket, . I'll go into my jacket, or we can just go ahead and join like this. Now normal regular stitches. I think that will do. Yeah, I'll go in. I've forgotten the name of this stitch. We taught in school. So I'll just go ahead and sew this to the end, chain one, fasten off, and do the second pocket. So this is what I have after attaching my pockets. Look at that. This jacket really came out more beautiful than I imagined. Look at the sleeves. So next week we'll be adding a matching pants to this. So this marks the end of this video tutorial. I'll be dropping the pattern for both the pant and the, what's it called now, and these jackets will be in the description box. In case you're interested, please check it out. Subscribe to my channel if you're not yet a subscriber. Drop a comment if you find the video useful, and don't forget to like. And I'm going to see you next week. Bye.